What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today, as you can see, things are dark, they are glam, and nothing says those two quite like the black smoky eye. Although I opted to go in for a lighter lip just simply because red lipstick scares me, you all can truly see that the smoke here is blown out, it is warm, it is beautiful, and I have been wanting to record this for a while because before YouTube, I wore a black smoky eye all the time. It took my friends to sit back and let me know, like, sometimes you got to throw in some lighter colors with that because, baby, people going to start to think you walking around sad and feeling down if all they see you with is black smoky eyes. And although I haven't worn it in a while, it truly feels nice to bring back old favorite products. And if you all would like to see the tutorial on how I achieve this look, just go ahead and continue to watch. Alright, you guys, it's time to get started with things. And although I'm truly excited to do this tutorial, I am a little bitter that I decided to wash brushes last night. Of all days, if I had to wash brushes, why wouldn't I do it after I do the black smoky eye? Now it's going to be even more difficult to wash these brushes for a future look. Because look, got white hair brushes and about to do a black smoky eye. But I got to get this going for y'all, even though I would much rather be in bed, getting some sleep for the work week. I love you all and I appreciate the support over the past few months, so we really want to get this out here for you all. What I like to start off with is a transition shade for this look because we don't want to go in with straight black. Otherwise, you risk messing things up if you blend in the wrong place. So what I'm going to use today is my largest blending brush, my Wayne Goss number 16 brush. You just want to get the biggest, largest, fluffiest brush you can to lay down your transition shade. And for our transition shade, I want to go in with something really warm. Because I'm wearing dark colors, this is a really cool tone look right now, just having it on all black. So we're going to warm things up with this single shadow called Rubbish from Melt Cosmetics. You can either buy this as a single or you can buy it as part of a stack. I bought the stacks and just separated and created my own palettes with them. But we're just going to use this shade here today. And we're going to just take this and we're going to start off blending this right into the crease. And we want to buff this up as high as possible. And I want to try to keep a rather rounded shape for this. Many times I try to worry about blending it up and out over the crease this way, and we're not worried about that today. Okay, just going to keep building this up. I'm really liking this color on the second layer. I may have to dip back in and go right here on the outer V of my eye, but that area is always a little more difficult to blend for me. We want to buff this up as high as possible. And we'll really focus that mainly right here on this outer rounded edge. And although you can see some color is starting to deposit there, this is just the main color we want to see our black blend into. And now that we have a seamless blend, we're going to go ahead and do this on the other side. Melt Cosmetics has an amazing matte formula, but now we want to deepen things up, and I'm going to take my Wayne Goss number 17 brush. This brush is almost the same shape as the first brush, it's just a bit smaller. That way we can start blending things a little bit lower into the crease. And the next shade we want to go in with is Rust by Melt Cosmetics. Once again, this is a shadow you can purchase individually, but it is more affordable to go ahead and buy it in the Rust stack. Gonna go in with a loaded brush. Then we're going to start off in our lower crease. And once we have that very dark and everything blended out, we can start to raise our brush up a bit to diffuse that color. But you want to start off with the brush rather low to make sure you can deposit that area with the deepest amount of pigment. And then you notice, even though I have this brush up as high as I can possibly place it into the crease, The bristles only allow it to blend so high up because it's much smaller, so it fits lower into the crease. And that way that transition shade is always peeking through. And now you see we have a blend. It starts off with my brow color to my transition, and now that brown for the crease. Gonna go ahead and do that on the other side. Now we're going to go in with an even smaller brush, the tiniest, thinnest blending brush that I can find, which is my Wayne Goss number 19. And we're going to use this to go in with our black shade. Same thing as before. This brush is a lot smaller and a lot thinner, so when we go into the crease, it'll only be able to go so high. So that way we can't cover the brown shade that we've already put down. So we'll have a blended black, it'll go up to this brown, and then up into that must-be yellow color. And unlike our other brushes, which we loaded the brush up and then tapped it off, we just want to barely get our tips covered and knock off as much product as we possibly can. With black, it's always best to go back in and build up than to try to go in and have too much product somewhere and create blotchy spots in your blending. So I have the tiniest amount of product on this brush here. We're going to start on the outer corners here. We don't want to risk doing that in the front where it's harder to blend things out. I'm going to start out here, lower the crease, and build up that blend. And as you can see, even with that tiny amount of black, because any black that's worth its weight is truly going to be pigmented, just that little bitty bit allows that brown to stick out, but you can see that black just getting darker and darker. And we're going to use that as a guide for later on. Going to go back in, do the same thing. Barely coat our tips of our brush. Knock off as much as possible. And build that up. Once you feel as if you have it just nice and soft, you don't want it to get pitch black, then you could take this brush and lift it up and try to lift it up as high into the crease as you can get it to diffuse those edges. It won't come up past that second brush because this brush isn't as large as that first one. Because this brush isn't as large as the one that came before it. You can see it's softening that black up, which is okay for now. Gonna go in, do the other side. Alright, now as you can see, things are getting dark, but we still have our entire lids uncovered. And with this, I like to go in with some type of cream base underneath my eyeshadow. The reason being is because I have hooded lids, and if for any reason I forget to place any black eyeshadow over a crease, or if my shadows start to crease throughout the day, I risk having a very sharp line where you'll see my skin tone peeking through, and that won't look as flattering. It'll just look like a bad job done. With the black cream base down first, it'll ensure that I don't miss a spot, and if for any reason my eyeshadow starts to flake, I have that base underneath for extra protection. I'm going to go in with my MAC Pro Longwear Fluid Line Eyeliner Gel in the shade Black Track. I still have this one, even though I probably shouldn't. But we're going to go ahead and use it today with my Morphe M421 brush. I'm going to just scrape a little bit out. Scooped out a real big chunk right here. I'm going to place that on the back of my hand, which is probably another mistake that I'm going to regret later on. And I'm just going to grab it right here off the back of my hand and go in and just place that all over the lid. And we want to go up close to, but not completely cover the black areas. Since we already have our eyeshadow blended there, we know we can take this and place this crease right up to that point. And see, by doing this now, it really easily ensure that all areas are covered and will be black. I'm just going to scoop over some more of this eyeliner base. And I can take this, like I said, as high as I want, but we don't want to go over that black because we've already shown that's what's going to have the easiest place to blend for the brush. And I'm just going over certain areas to make sure that they are covered and damp. Hit the other eye up. Okay, and now you can already see just how dark things are getting, but we're going to go even darker. We're going to go ahead with our dark matter black eyeshadow. This color does not play, honey. Be careful and move slowly. Going to take me a flat shader brush and carefully first pick up product, place it down, and then I'll slightly go in and buff out the edges if need be. But we want to go very slowly with this. Oh yeah, you can tell a difference instantly. I'm not even sure if that's picking up on camera, but in person you can clearly tell the inner half is darker than the outer half. Let's see if I can layer some more. Oh yeah. She layers, honey. This outer half. And now we're going to go ahead and do the opposite side. Now, to just be on the safe side, we want to go in and buff out and diffuse any edges. We're going to go back in with our smallest blending brush first because we want to make sure we keep that diffused area very small and very close to the edges. And then if need be, we'll go back in with the larger brush to soften those edges up. I'm going to start off here. I haven't added any more product to my brush. I'm just using this to go in and buff out those edges. And you may end up moving product that was on the lid, but we can always go back in and lay it back down. And I'm not sure if you can see it, I'm going to try to open my eyelid. I have that small patch right there because I have hooded lids. If you don't, more than likely that won't happen for you, but because I know that does come for me, I'm going to go back in with a little bit more of my cream liner. This is usually the spot that gives me the absolute most issue. I'm going to add just a little bit of that, and then we're going to place a little bit more eyeshadow in that area, but we're not going to buff it. We're just going to place it down. Okay, and now we're just going to go back in and just pat and press because we've already diffused our edges, but because that is where I have the deepest wrinkle on my eyelid. That one particular area like to give me trouble, but we're going to fix her. I'm going to go back in, pat and press a little more in that one spot. Damn! Look how dark those eyes is. You can see that gradient blend up from black to brown, honey. And trust me, we not even through yet. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is cut away, finish off the face, and I'll be back to show you how we're going to finish off the eyes. Yes. I wanted to try to keep things dark and vampy, but I'm going to be honest, red lipstick scares me to death, so I tried to avoid it. Today I went in with the Lip Bar Straight Up Lip Liner, simply because I don't have a lip liner from MakeupByTorrence. But for lipstick, I did go in with the Milk Cosmetics matte lipstick in On The Go. Have that right here. For blush, I'm wearing the Blush Light in Fire Fury. I honestly want to get one of these in a slightly lighter shade because I come to find that this is a little too dark and too pigmented for an everyday look. It works with this one, but I'm definitely going to need a lighter shade of this. And for highlighter, I have the Digital Dust Highlight in the shade Gold Ore. Been using this one for years. It always comes through for me, so there was nothing new to try out about this. For the eyes, you know I had to stick with my favorite liner brand. I'm wearing the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Perversion. Have that matte black only on the lower lash line. Funny enough, I still haven't run out of my mascara sample yet of the Too Faced Damn Girl mascara. She's pushing it. Like, I really had to take some time and pull this through, but it went through for today. Now we want to go in and just finish off our lower lash line. I figured since we already have a black eye going, we might as well finish things off with a punch. So to add our final steps of glam, we're gonna go in with our Wayne Goss number 8 eyeliner brush and that shade Dark Matter here. I'm gonna take this liner brush and I'm gonna push that all the way up to the very edges of our lower lash line. And this is just gonna really help accentuate our lower lashes and add an extra punch to this black smoky eye. And I want to push this black on both sides before I get a pencil brush and blend things out. Now to smoke out the lower lash line, we're going to go in with the Natural Hair MAC 219 pencil brush and this shade here, Rust. I'm going to start here on the outer edges and use that to buff and diffuse things out. You just want to make sure there's no one point where the black looks really sharp and harsh. Just take your pencil brush, keep buffing back and forth. And look how bold and smoky it look on that side. And I want to make sure it connects on the outer edges here, so we're going to bring and fluff that up a little higher. Okay. I'm going to take and do that on the opposite side. Baby, look at how dark that is. For the last step for our eyes, I want to take our highlighter just because we've used it all over the face. And we're going to take a very small and thin shader brush. This is the MAC 242 brush. I'm going to go ahead, swipe across, pick up a lot of product. And we want to place that right here on the inner eye corner. We want that spot to be beaming. Bam. We can never have all darkness. There will always be light. And we just want to go in and try to build this up to remove as much product off the brush as possible. And once we've done so, we're going to take just what's left and use that on the highest points of the brow. This highlighter is very pigmented, so go in very lightly so that you don't overdo it. Then slightly diffuse that down just so you don't create a harsh line anywhere. Bam! Y'all know the routine. Fix Plus to give us a glowy dew. All-nighter so things last all day. Cheap fan, expensive breeze, good times. I'm going to give this a few more seconds to dry and I'll be back to show you all the final look. And this is the final look. I want to go ahead, give you all the full face view of things. And I'm here to let you know, honey. Although I don't wear this look as often as I used to, a black smoky eye is a classic, timeless look. Yes, it is very dramatic, and most times when I would wear it, I just wouldn't smoke out the lower lash line just to keep things laid back. But there is nothing quite like knowing you have nailed your black smoky eye. To know, baby, this does not look like somebody punched me in the eye. This looks like the drama. This looks like the glam, honey. Also, one of my favorite things to do to add an extra little punch to this look, let's say if I went to a club one night and I did this look, and my friends and I decided we were gonna hop over to another bar. Oh no, honey, we had to switch things up. I would add a little glitter glue to the middle. Then I would take and add a couple gold glitter flakes right there in the center. Then you get you an even darker, either red or black lip liner. Ombre your lips out. Add an extra layer of highlighter. Baby. And with each club that we would go to, we would change our makeup a little different until we realized there's no more we could cake on and now it's time to go. But I hope you all really did enjoy this tutorial. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Also, let me know if you would like to see more tutorials like this featuring different colors, maybe say a blue smoky eye, a brown smoky eye, or things like that, because I can make that happen. And I've recently added Melt Cosmetics to the list of brands I want to show my collections off for, because I truly believe, I think I may have skipped one, if not two of the stacks, but I have all the rest of those. So if you would like to see a video on that, make sure you leave me a comment down below. And keep your eyes out on this look, because I'm going to be showing you how to turn this particular black smoky eye into a Halloween look. But with nothing else, I hope you all remember to practice, continue to stay blessed, and until next time, goodbye YouTube.